Well, my name is Stephen Howard. I'm the Chief Executive of Business in the Community, a nonprofit organization of which InterServe is an active member and participant. And here to talk about what does it mean to be a responsible business? What is the purpose of business? What is the purpose of this business? Is it just to create shareholder value, or is it also about creating customer value and community value and colleague value? Is being a responsible business just about giving back, or isn't it also about how organizations make their money, and in the process, how they treat the planet, how they manage complex global supply chains, how they create inclusive, healthy, diverse workforces, and how they engage in the communities that give them their license to operate around the big issues of the day: education, employment, enterprise, culture, all things that you see in the InterServe Sustainability Report, all things that this company is trying to capture, measure it itself against, use as a way to differentiate itself with its customers and its clients to ultimately create a better business and to create a better world. I think we all need to be reminded about why we're doing this. I mean, we've all had days at work when we ask ourselves, why am I here? Does this matter? Well, it does. And so let's think about what is really at the heart of what we're trying to do. It isn't just about creating value and selling more, having more money. It's also about delivering the quality of goods and services and support that our clients and communities need from us. So how do we hold on to that sense of purpose? What goes to the very heart of helping create a better world? How can colleagues throughout the world understand the role that they can play on that journey, that see how it all comes together, that it is absolutely believed at the top in this organization with Adrian and Tim, but as it cascades right through the organization to people at all levels delivering services to customers out there. It isn't easy because we are all under short-term pressures. Everybody's chasing the numbers, trying to survive. The world is a harsh place, and if anything, it's getting a little harsher and a bit more unpredictable. And your industry in particular has some externalities that are impacting on it, not just things like the Living Wage Act and others, but all of the economic upheaval, government austerity, and sometimes irrational behavior out there. So this isn't easy to do. But if you think about what is it you need to do to create long-term value, and how do you create value by living your values? To me, that's at the very heart of this sustainability report. I think the idea of owning this at the top, of actually embedding this into the strategic framework of the business. How do we measure what we do? How do we sell and advertise what we do? But if there was one thing I would point out, it's the metrics that the organization is using to measure. That how it's being cascaded down through all of the values, so it isn't just soft, fuzzy words, as noble as they may sound, but what does it mean on the ground? What does it mean for customers, for communities, for colleagues? How do we tell whether we're making a difference? How do we set goals that are quite substantial and aspirational? And then how do we develop plans that get us there over time? That's what's quite powerful. So they're talking about how you measure non-financial as well as financial measurements, all of which goes into creating a good, long-term, successful, value-creating business.